Hi, my friends. Jim Holmes here, and I'm back with healing video number 3 in a series of videos I'm doing based on my life and memoir, Pen Paper Prayer, a true story of death and life. You can check out all my books and videos on my website at jamespholmes.com. That's all in lowercase. And if you remember, at the end of my last video, I was dealing with grand mal seizures. And the realization that my body and brain were just so damaged that I probably won't have any sort of a normal life again. It was really tough. It was a sobering proposition for a young kid. I was probably, 24 years old. And, oh, I was full of it. And now it was all taken from me. Um, there was nothing my doctors or I could do to increase my odds of getting back to somewhat normal life again. I mean, vitamins, working out. No, that was not, none of that mattered. I was told that my most important ally now was time, because time was going to tell what was going to happen to me, how well I would heal. But, give me something more than that. Time, that's all you've got. I was crushed. It was tough. Several days after my accident, I'm digressing a little bit, with little hope for me to live. I was just a mess. My brain's hanging out. It was just tough. Never mind recover. My father asked my neurosurgeon, he said, was I going to make it? Dad wanted to know if his son was going to live. And the doctor only looked at him and said, we've done everything we can do. Now it's up to Jim and God. That's a hell of a statement right there. It's not really encouraging, but it was a hell of a statement, my poor parents. So, moving forward, I was at my parents' recovering in my hospital bed, and one nagging thought was never far from my mind. Why me? Not the tremendous injuries to my body and brain, but why me? I was just a punk kid with no real direction in life. I like to drink beer and chase women. Come on. And, hardly a life that God would notice. I wasn't working on a cure for cancer or even helping old ladies across the road. I was pretty selfish. And, why? Why save me? Many, many people have died from fewer injuries than what I had. That I survived is, well, I hate to use the word miracle, but I will. There's no way in hell I should be here. In my medical report, it flat out states that the patient made a remarkable recovery. What does that mean? I was comatose at the time. How could I even make a recovery of any type at that time? I think we should dig into this just a little bit deeper, because I think there's some things we can connect a couple of dots here. Again, I was home recovering in my hospital bed. My mother was there. We were just shooting the breeze, talking about things in general. Nothing specific. When she looked at me and said, you and Steve have been on the prayer list at your churches. A lot of people are really concerned about you guys, and there's lots of prayers for you all around this town. And have you ever had that moment in your life when somebody says something and it's like, bang? I just know it to be true. It was an unbelievable moment for me, because I knew what she was telling me was the truth. And how I knew that, I didn't have a clue, because, again, I was in a deep coma on life support at the time. But one thing I clearly remember is receiving these prayers. They manifested themselves as like a light in my chest, a light of healing. I mean, this is crazy stuff, and I don't know how I know this, but I do, and even more than receiving prayers from other people, I distinctly remember that presence of prayer healing my body. I mean, this is crazy stuff, but I know it's true, or else I wouldn't tell you. I remember prayers healing me. It was absolutely fantastic stuff. I mean, this is wild, and I think it's so cool. Um, this is why I named my book Pen Paper Prayer, because when you go into the narthex of the church, there's a pad of paper there and a pen, and people showing up for that Sunday's service can write down the name of someone that needs some help or some prayers for whatever. We don't know. They might be sick, they might be depressed, lonely, who knows, but someone has thought enough about them to put their name on the prayer list. And so, at a designated point in the service, the minister picks up the prayer list that's been brought to him, and he reads off all the names on the list. Just first names. We have no idea what's wrong with them or anything like that, or even last names. I mean, it's kind of crazy, but the congregation prays for them anyways. We all do it together. And, as far as we know, that's it. It stops there. But I've come to learn that no, that is just the beginning for those prayers. While they're going out to other people like me that need healing in all kinds of ways. It really is a fantastic thing. I'm here to tell you that if it wasn't for the faith of other people, I don't think I'd be alive today, because those prayers coming to heal me did what the doctors couldn't do, because they basically walked away from me. Not walked away, but they'd done all they could do. And like my neurosurgeon said, it was up to me and God at that point, which is really incredible. If you know someone that's sick or in need of healing, just think of them. Wish them well from your heart. Pray if you're comfortable with that. Not everybody is, and that's okay. You don't have to be. It's just really thinking of somebody. I'm not going to tell you what to do. That's not my point. But I am going to tell you that keeping someone's health and well-being in your thoughts or prayers can make a huge difference. It saved my life. I'm convinced of that. I've always thought that sending someone my thoughts and prayers, to coin the phrase, was sort of a pointless gesture, because people needed help. They needed scalpels and blood and organs and things like that. Well, so me keeping someone in my prayers was sort of like a pointless gesture to make me feel better, like I'd contributed, I'd done something at least, And what I've come to realize, and this is my opinion, but it's based on my actual life experience, is that our thoughts and prayers may be the most important thing we can do for each other, far beyond medicine. That's a very moving thing. It's important to have faith, just to believe in something bigger than yourself. And again, that's my opinion. Take it for what it is. This is just the beginning of how we can help each other and things that I've learned through my tremendous car crash and injuries and subsequent healing over 30 years. So I'm going to wrap this video up. I think I've said enough. And stay tuned. Video number 4 will follow later this week. Now, I've got some great things to talk about, some super things to coming up, and we're all in this together. Never forget that. And as you know, love is the answer. So thank you so much for watching, man. We'll see you soon.